One of the most expensive mistakes sellers are making right now is pricing their homes too high when they first hit the market. Because once buyers see repeated price drops, they stop getting excited about the house and start wondering what's wrong with it. Then the low offers start coming in. And that is a completely different market than what we got used to as sellers. If you're thinking about selling and want real numbers instead of guesswork, click the link in the description and book a call with me. I'm having these pricing conversations with sellers every week right now, and I'd be happy to help you see where your home realistically fits in today's market. I'm Michelle Clemons with Charles Burt Realtors, and this is your May 2026 market update. One thing I think buyers are slowly adjusting to is the fact that rates are probably not going to drop dramatically anytime soon. Most forecasters are showing rates staying fairly steady overall. And rates today are actually a little lower than they were during the last 3 spring buying seasons. Compared to January of last year, the payment on a typical loan nationwide is about $200 less a month. Now that does not suddenly make homes feel inexpensive again. Affordability is still challenging for many buyers. But I do think buyers are gradually adjusting to this rate environment instead of sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates to fall down again. And I'm still seeing serious buyers move forward when the right home comes on the market. They're just being much more selective than they were a few years ago. And honestly, I think that's where sellers are getting into trouble right now. Some sellers still expect their home to sell immediately over asking price like they have in the past. But buyers are looking much more carefully at price, condition, updates, location, and monthly payments than they were then. That doesn't mean homes are not selling, because they absolutely are. But homes that are overpriced are often sitting longer and eventually needing price reductions. And one thing that really stood out to me in this month's data was how much larger those price reductions are becoming. That's something I'm talking to sellers about right now. Because sometimes pricing realistically from the beginning actually creates more activity and a stronger overall result than pricing too high and then having to lower it later. I also think it's important to keep some perspective on foreclosure headlines, because I know people are hearing more about that. About 2/3 of homeowners either own their home free and clear or have at least 50% equity. A lot of homeowners also still have a very low mortgage rate, and they want to keep that. No one walks away from that kind of financial position if they can avoid it. So while affordability and rising costs are definitely creating pressure for some households, today's market still looks very different than it did during the housing crash years ago. Now, when we look at what's happening locally, honestly, we're seeing many of the same patterns here in the Joplin area. Inventory is still relatively low. Homes are still selling pretty close to asking price in many cases. But buyers are taking more time to make decisions than they were in the past. In Joplin, inventory leans towards a seller's market, and homes are selling at roughly 97% of asking price. So buyers are active, but they're negotiating more carefully and comparing options more closely. Webb City still has a fairly tight inventory too, but days on the market increased there this month as well, which tells us that buyers are slowing down a little before making decisions. Neosho continues to show strong pricing performance, with homes selling very close to asking price. But buyers there are also taking more time before making offers compared to what we saw in the past. And in Carthage, buyers have a few more options because inventory there is a little higher, but homes are still selling fairly close to asking price overall. So when I step back and look at the big picture, this still feels like a very healthy market overall. It's just more balanced than what we maybe have experienced in the past. So overall, I think the biggest takeaway this month is that strategy matters much more than it did a few years ago. Pricing matters, presentation matters, condition matters. Homes that are priced well and show well are still selling. But buyers are simply being more careful and more selective right now. I get calls often from people trying to decide whether this is the right time to buy, sell, downsize, relocate, or just start planning. If that sounds like you, click the link in the description and schedule a call with me. I'd be happy to help you figure out the best path forward. I'm Michelle Clemons with Charles Burt Realtors, and remember, when you're ready to move, move with Michelle.